Obusiani komo watching you so Hoxie AGH Politics Avenue. Podcast outside training because making headlines. Ne jemre na yedi bi exmo. Onia yanko PAC committee ne eye dema enya asem kutu akra ewo ho na de omu nyina ne se eye Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture. Onia omudi eye ekabi edi koma Ministry of Finance. Abra na satam na ken ofori ata eda anono na omu etue sika no edi ma ministry no na krata bia enaso no documentation of payment onua me no ka say omu ahia ewo eye PAC committee ho a omu etututu omu ano na mesrɛ ko say yembo ingra eye insemnim ne yɛhwɛ ne yɛkɔ ane de ba ene edi kan ya bo mo dia so betuma subscribe to the channel edi amame AGH Politics Avenue.
Budget here. We prepared our budget estimates. We met with the team. They brought it to Parliament. Parliament approved our budget estimates, and the Ministry of Finance would give us a commitment authorization before we can start spending. If it is not in the budget and you do not have commitment authorization, you cannot spend. And after, when contractors and we raise IPCs and it goes through gift mix system, and without having received commitment authorization and all of the necessary approvals in the Ministry of Fisheries and then the Ministry of Finance, you can't spend. So for this period, these are the measures that have been put in place, a national architecture that we are ensuring that we are abiding by. Thank you.
Finally,
first time, wait. I want to find out from the Minister of Finance, correct me if I'm wrong, that no, there were no documentation support. There was no support for documentation, but yet you went ahead and paid. Am I correct?
Thank you, Chair. So documentation, are we saying that there was no document at all, or we are talking in respect of commitment authorization? Because it's not possible a payment can go through of that magnitude that has no documentation.
Well, no so commitment,
authorization.
And that authorization, okay. And then the Minister of Finance went ahead and made payment. Okay, that's why we are finding from you.
Okay, so I'll have to check the records, but in principle, I'll have to get the exact documents and then go back and check whether they issued commencement authorization. But there are indeed times when some payments have to be done, especially because I've been to court a couple of times, and the judges are saying that the commitment authorization and the purchase orders are our internal processes. If you make a mistake and give a contract to a third party, they will deal with it on the surface of it. You have given him a contract he has supplied, and so you are liable. So when it comes to judgment debt and issues like that, we'll definitely pay to avoid our accounts being garnished and come and deal with the subsequent issues per the PFM law. So there are instances like that. But that one, you have to see whether what the court has declared, you will not go by it. So some are a bit complex. But in recent times, as far as I can remember, from 2024 coming upwards, commencement certificates and then later commitment authorizations have been issued for all the projects that MDS want to do. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. Thank you. Finally, I would like to know from the Minister, Madam Chair, whether the staff of the ministry are aware of the new provision in the Act we passed recently. And I can recollect that the minister herself was in the chamber that day when the amendment or the new law, effective April 3rd, 2025, that no government contract will be approved without prior commencement authorization from the Ministry of Finance. Now, My question is whether your staff in the ministry, particularly those sitting around the table with us today, are aware of this new provision and are adhering to it. Thank you.
Honorable member, these things happened before 2024. And since there was a change of government, there have been new regulations. Yes, and I think she just mentioned that that's what they are doing now.
No, Chairman, my question or what I intend or I seek to elicit is whether the staff are aware of this new law, because a breach of it, may land them in very serious situations. That's why I'm seeking to know, because I think that we can also use this forum to educate ourselves that people would not fall foul of the law. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, I can say from experience of how we have managed 2025 and even this year, this first quarter, that the people around this table are aware of the new new procedure. The fact of the matter is that whether you are aware or not, the system is not allowing you to do it. So you just have to do what you have to do. I've been chasing, and GIFMIS has a mind of its own. So we all know that if you don't go through that route now, you are not spending. Simple. Thank you.
You're done. All right. Next one is Honorable Enim Ernest, page 114.
Thank you, Chair. Madam Minister, this infraction has to do with 5 contract variations amounting to 14 million Ghana cedis that was not supported with any variation agreement. Can you explain why you could not support these variations with the support document? Madam Minister, would you need some more information?
Can you restate the question for my team yes.
So this infraction had to do with 5 contracts that were varied, but yet support documents were not provided when the auditors came on site. So I need to know whether there were variations and whether you had supporting document with all the signatories on it, or there was none.
I beg you, which of you is going to answer that one?
Honorable Minister, Honorable Chair, yes, initial contract was signed in 2013, and then in 2016, it was reviewed and then signed. But the word addendum was not used. What was used in reference of the reviewing of the contract was an additional works, which we have the documents over here. We'll be able to provide them to.
And who did that? You said there was the description you give to it is not an addendum. Is that what you are saying?
The auditors speak it that there wasn't an addendum, but the phrase that was used in reviewing of the contract was an outstanding works.
Procurement, when you do a variation, how do you call it?
An addendum, but at the time they were signing, the word that they used was an additional works, which of course we have the contract over here.
So try and give us the difference between additional works and addendum.
An addendum is when a variation has been made in addition to the existing contract, and you are varying the value sum, and so you needed an additional contract to support it.
So what you are saying is the same thing. So do you have signed documents of these additional works that were done?
Yes, we have it.
And who gave the approvals for all these additional works?
It was done by the then former minister. May I so rest in peace. Honorable Shariality. We have the contract here. We have the documents over here. In 2013, the contract was signed by the Agric Ministry. But then, Ministry of Fisheries had then not been established. And so when it was established, all documentations were referred or brought to the Fisheries Ministry.
Okay.
Yeah. So in 2016, the then minister, the late Honorable Shalaite, was in charge. And so he authorized and then signed those contracts. We have it here that we can provide for the committee.
Look, the minister may have signed the contract. Is she the one who keeps the paperwork in her office?
Honorable Minister, we have it.
You have the paperwork.
Yes.
The question is, the auditors came there. Were you able to show it to them?
We provided everything to the focal person to provide to the auditors. I, for instance...
Wait a minute. You gave it to a focal person at your own ministry to give to the auditors.
Yes,
so you don't have any information whether he gave it to the auditors or not. Who was the focal person?
Okay.
No, hold on.
You have not been. Okay.
Have they administered the oath for you? No, then you can't talk. Unless maybe... The minister wants to. Okay, minister.
I wanted to check with the chair if it's possible for him to be sworn in now so he can speak to it as he was the focal person then.
Okay, clerk, please administer the oath.
Excuse me, put on the mic.
I, Kwesi Owusu Seshe, do in the name of the Almighty God swear that the evidence I shall give before this committee touching the matter in issue shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Turn the microphone. Now introduce yourself to the public.
Respectfully, Honorable Chair, my name is Kwesi Owusu Seshe, a Principal Planning Officer.
Okay. Now what were you going to say? You were itching to speak.
Yes, I wanted to mention that upon their arrival, the documents were given to them. But just as they mentioned in their report, they wanted the wording of addendum on the documents. That's how come they mentioned that they did not see any addendum. But the outstanding works document was given out to them for them to see the variation my senior officer talked about. Thank you.
Minister, I think the auditors are right. Per the description of an addendum, as we have been lectured this morning, what the thing you call additional work is addendum. Because one, there were variations to the costs and to the project itself. So the auditors are right in saying that this should be an addendum and not an additional work. I think this is clear. And so the auditors, how do we cure this? Since the contracts, the documentation for this is already there, but it wasn't well described.
Madam Chair, the issue here is that the original contract value was 10 million. Meanwhile, the variation added on another 14 million, which is even more than the original.
So that is why they are insisting it has to be an addendum and not additional works. And this is a procurement breach. And usually on this committee, when there's a procurement breach, Ranking, I leave it to you.
Okay, at this point, everything that we write out here is going to the Attorney General. So when you go to court, then you explain the difference between additional works and addendum to the judge. So you are done, right? Okay, Honorable Minister, you and your team, you are discharged. You will hear from us through our reports. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
May we call Minister of Health, please? Okay, now let's call RTI. Oh, she's here, she's here.
Honorable Minister, please, would you sit for us to conclude so we call RTI? And National Health Insurance, if they are here. Yes, please. Can they join you?
If NHI is not here, let's step it down and take RTI, please.
Because they've been here with their board chair since morning. Just one.
Administer the oath to RTI, please. They have one item. Let's do it in. Yes. Please take the oath, please.
Touching the issue. Shall be the truth. The whole truth. Nothing but the truth.
Could you please introduce yourself to the committee?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. My name is James Asante. I'm a commissioner and chairman of the RTI Commission.
My name is Genevieve Shirley Latte, Executive Secretary of the Commission.
My name is Kofi Amoasapong, Head of PPBME of the Commission.
My name is Vincent Opoku, Head of Finance.
My name is Steve Osu. I'm Head of Legal at the Commission.
My name is Chris Blavidugan. I'm a Commissioner and Chairman of Publicity and Strategy for the Commission.
My name is Kobe Oyomi. I'm a commissioner.
Good morning. My name is
And a former
Angela.
member of parliament.
Good morning. My name is Angela Mefakpega. I'm a commissioner at the RTI Commission.
Good morning, Honorable Chairman. I'm Kweku Sessa Johnson, Technical Advisor at RTRC.
All right. We have just one question for you, and Honorable Enim. Yeah, Enim will handle that.
Thank you, Chair. RTI, the auditors are saying that you had included an arrears of 1,366,053 Ghana cedis into your claims. Can you explain why such an amount that had already been paid was still included in your claims submitted to Ministry of Finance?
We are grateful for the question, Honorable Chair. Respectfully, I'll refer the question to my head of finance to handle. Thank you.
Good morning, Honorable Chair. Yeah, the payment relates to 3 items. That's payment for.
We and some of the course or channel so, Mammy and also Jemre. That's an isobody and the Dumbi Edomania. Ye be sign Asumo.